Como have launched an urgent official bid to steal Barcelona's homegrown goalkeeper, Iñaki Peña, igniting a late window scramble that could reshuffle Barcelona's goalkeeping pecking order. With former midfield maestro Cesc Fabregas reportedly pushing hard for the 26-year-old and rival suitors circling, Peña faces a stark choice: stay at Camp Nou and chase sporadic appearances, or move to Italy for the regular minutes he craves. Barcelona say they will only approve any exit once Joan Garcia's registration is secured, a deadline-driven bottleneck shaped by Marc-André to Stegen's medical saga. The clock is ticking, deals could flip in days. The approach is reported as formal. Journalist Alfredo Pedela has been credited with breaking the news that Como have made an official inquiry and possibly a bid for the 26-year-old goalkeeper who came through Barcelona's youth ranks. That public confirmation gives the link more weight than the usual whisper of a summer rumour, especially when it arrives alongside word that Como's head coach, Cesc Fabregas, is personally keen to add Peña to his squad before the window shuts. For Como, this isn't just transfer theatre, it's a targeted attempt to solve a pressing need between the posts, and Fabregas' presence as a Spanish-speaking manager with ties to Barcelona could smooth a rapid transition if both clubs agree terms. Peña's situation is straightforward on paper. He wants regular minutes and his contract at Barcelona doesn't run for long. A reality that makes the club aware they risk losing him for little if they delay. Reports suggest Peña has at least 2 other offers on the table, which means Como must move decisively if they want to beat rival suitors to his signature. From Barcelona's perspective, selling Peña could be a practical financial decision and a courtesy to a professional who has asked for an exit, but it is conditional and technical rather than purely sporting. The club insists it can only sanction departures once new registrations are properly completed. That registration bottleneck revolves around Joan Garcia, the goalkeeper Barcelona signed this summer and who the club hope will slot in as a first-choice option while Marc-André to Stegen deals with injury and recovery timelines. Barcelona's ability to register Garcia and thus free up space for outgoing keepers has been the subject of intense internal planning, touched by medical evaluations and financial rules that govern squad lists. Ter Stegen's own medical situation and the club's negotiations around it have been described in the press as a factor that affects how quickly Barcelona can formalise incoming and outgoing moves, meaning Peña's exit is tied to administrative checkpoints as much as sporting ones. Como's timing looks tactical. The Italian side's visit to Barcelona for the Joan Gamper Trophy offered a rare moment for face-to-face talks, and insiders say both clubs used the fixture weekend to progress discussions. With several Spanish players already in Como's dressing room and a coach who knows the Spanish game intimately, the club believe Peña could adapt quickly to Surrey life, and that belief appears central to their willingness to test the market. Still, Como must weigh transfer cost, the need to trust their current incumbent, and the window's closing hours before committing. For Peña, the choice is a career inflection point. Remain with the Blaugrana, battling for sporadic chances behind established names, or accept a move that promises first-team minutes and a chance to build his profile in one of Europe's top leagues. From a human perspective, the calculus is urgent. A player's prime years are finite, and the difference between bench minutes and regular football can define the next 5 seasons. For Barcelona, selling a homegrown talent is never taken lightly, but the practicalities of squad balance and financial prudence mean the club is open to dialogue, provided the technical registration boxes get ticked. The wider market implications are immediate. If Como secure Peña, they strengthen a weak link, while Barcelona demonstrate their intent to manage resources and avoid losing players for free when contracts near their end. If Peña moves elsewhere, it will say as much about competing offers and kite as it does about Barca's administrative gymnastics. gymnastics. Either way, the closing days of the transfer window and a small set of registrations that look mundane on paper will decide whether this deadline dash finishes as a dramatic scoop or a near miss. The clock is already counting down, and clubs, agents and fans will be watching the fine print. If you'd like, I can now convert this into a 30-45 second spoken hook for a video read, produce a Spanish Urdu translation, or tighten the script to a 60-second social cut tailored for TikTok, Instagram. Which would you prefer next?